Hello everyone, my name is Sandy Soto. I am an EFL professor at Universidad Técnica de Machala. I am also the coordinator of ELT Innovators Research Group, which is a group sponsored by Universidad Técnica de Machala. In this video, I am going to present the topic Strategies adopted by ESP students to perform oral presentations through videos. Okay, the authors of this work are me, Sandy Soto, Estefanía Vargas Caicedo, Maristela Cajamarca Illescas, Ligia Fernández Espinosa, Ketty Honores, and Tomás Fontaines Ruiz. Well, let's start with a brief introduction of the topic before we tell you about the methodology that we use, the results that we got, and conclusions. Okay, so it is important to mention that one of the hardest skills to develop in students in EFL context is the speaking skills. This is due to the lack of exposure that students receive of the language. So, as a matter of fact, sometimes, or in most cases, the only place where students receive or have the opportunity to be surrounded by the language is the classroom. And also, the classroom is, in many cases, in the majority of cases in EFL context, the only place where the students have the opportunity to use the language, practicing their speaking skills. Okay, consequently, EFL teachers have to look for strategies that will enable them to enhance the speaking skills of their students. And video making or small group activities or projects are examples of strategies that are commonly used by teachers. Okay, so for the development of videos and other speaking tasks that are assigned by their teachers, language learners use different strategies before, during, and after they develop their work. Okay, so in this presentation we can see some examples of strategies that language learners use before they develop speaking activities, during the development of speaking activities, and after doing them or developing them. Okay, so some examples we have writing prompts as a guide in before, double check the pronunciation, ask for help of more knowledgeable people, for example, family, friends, teacher, say words out loud before a presentation, and well, we have others like imitating spoken materials, spending time working on grammar, speaking aloud, and speaking in their heads, among others. Okay, during the development of their speaking activities, they usually use mentally correction of verbal errors, paying attention to the grammar, using words with similar meanings in English, using examples to explain an idea, reading from a script, watching themselves speaking English, and peer-to-peer correction to enhance the pronunciation and word choice, among others. And after their speaking activities, we only see a few strategies that learners use, such as comparing their first and last performances, learning from their mistakes, self-evaluating, and reflecting on their speaking experience. Okay, so the objective of this work, after we have presented, I have provided this short introduction, I will present the topic that we are covering in this video, which is the objective of this topic is to identify the strategies that generate major differentiation in use among students enrolled in Technical English 1 and Technical English 2 before, during, and after the recording of oral presentations through videos. Okay, so in order to achieve this objective, we worked with 69 students. We administered a questionnaire to 69 students. These students were enrolled in Technical English 1 and Technical English 2, in the Technical English 1 and Technical English 2 courses. To be exact, we worked with 42 students enrolled in Technical English 1 and 27 students enrolled in Technical English 2. Okay, these students had to develop one video per week for over 10 weeks. Okay, in the videos, students explained the content that we had learned during the previous week, the content they had learned during the previous week. And one of the criteria that we had to select the participants was that these students needed to have or had made at least 7 videos. Okay, they were expected to develop 10 videos, but not all of them did it. So we chose those students who had developed at least 7 videos in all the process of video making. Okay, let's move on to the questionnaire. So the questionnaire that we administered to the participants consisted of 46 Likert scale items. The items suggested the strategies that the student will apply before the video recording, before recording their oral presentations, which was composed of 24 items. They also had to choose strategies that they probably applied during the recording of their oral presentations. Here we have 14 items, and after the recording of the presentations, 8 items. Okay, in the questionnaires, students had to report the frequency with which they used those items, which was like always, sometimes, rarely, or never. Okay, for the analysis of the data that we collected, we conducted an analysis of variance. For doing this, we used the SPSS statistical program statistical software 22.0. Okay, so the strategies used, talking about the results, we can say that the strategies used for recording the videos with significant differentiation in student in the population that under study are as follows. So we can have that before the recording of the videos, students, some of the strategies that they applied was the elaboration of storyboards. In this case, this strategy was specifically used by students who were enrolled in Technical English 2. Okay? And that is the only strategy that had a significant differentiation in this point before recording of videos. And then students also did detailed review of the content rehearsal, memorization, and pronunciation of words. These 1, 2, 3, and 4 strategies were basically or mainly used by students who were enrolled in Technical English 1. Okay, so during the recording of their presentations, students used examples to illustrate ideas, used mother tongue in some cases. They did repetition, they applied repetition strategies and circumlocution. Okay, so these strategies were mainly performed by students who were enrolled in Technical English 2. And here we have recording of the presentation several times. This was done by the students who were enrolled in Technical English 1. Okay, we believe that this outcome, recording the presentation several times in students enrolled in Technical English 1, was due to the level that the students had. So maybe the level of confidence was not really high, so that's why they had to repeat the recording of the videos. In the case of the students enrolled in the second level of Technical English, they use examples to illustrate their ideas and repetition strategy and circumlocution. So they try to explain their ideas in different ways. Okay. So and finally, after the recording of this strategy, we only found significant differentiation in students enrolled in Technical English 1. These students this strategy had a high level of differentiation, or the main level of differentiation here. So comparison of their performance in the videos with the performance in previous ones. And we can see students reported that they compared the performance that they did in the videos with the ones that they did previously. Okay? So we could also say from these results that the students enrolled in Technical English 1 use more strategies than the ones enrolled in Technical English 2. This might be due to the level of confidence that the students have in the second level. Okay, so as conclusions, we can say that the strategies that generated a major differentiation in use among students enrolling in Technical English 1 and Technical English 2 before, during, and after the recording of oral presentations through video depend on the proficiency level of the students and the level of confidence that they had in this proficiency level. We can also say that the students with a higher level of English, Technical English 2, strive less to prepare for the oral presentations. That is why we saw fewer strategies, well, at least only one strategy that had a high level of differentiation. But they apply more strategies while recording the video. Okay, so these results illustrate that the students feel more confident to perform oral presentations. Therefore, they mainly create storyboards to follow the presentations, just to support the presentations. But the storyboards are basically pictures, so only for them to look at them and try to remember what they are going to say and illustrate their ideas. Okay, students with a lower level of English strive more to prepare for the oral presentation. Their level of their English level forces them to do more things in order to perform well in the task. So that's why they apply more strategies before. Okay, so they try to prepare more in order to do a good work during the recording of their oral presentations. Okay, regarding the strategies applied during recording of videos, they take more time to submit their final product as they repeat their videos many times. Okay, this is what we found for the strategies that are applied during the recording of their oral presentations. The students reported that they record their work several times. The students with a lower proficiency level seem to develop a sense of self-evaluation as they feel they need to compare the progression of the progress of the performance with previous performances they have done. So, well, this is it for our presentations. We hope you enjoy this video, this presentation, the explanation of this study, and that it is beneficial for you, that you can use the results that we have gotten from our study in future research work, and also to apply these strategies in your class. Okay, so Universidad Técnica de Machala, ELT Innovators Research Group, ICAM Regional University, Universidad Nacional de Educación, Universidad de Guayaquil, Colegio de Bachillerato Simón Bolívar, all of these institutions, thank you for your attention and for listening to our presentation. Thank you so much.